You guys know that I followed the Brett Cooper saga as she left Daily Wire, all the craziness that happened after that, her best friend taking over the show, so on and so forth. And I've given her a lot of flowers with regards to her transition, which she's been able to build. I think it was super amazing and very well executed that she's built her own show. But is this Brett Cooper's worst take yet? Let's listen, and this is in context of the conversation between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. Now, you guys know I have been very critical of what many are now coining as the woke right, the victim mentality on the far right, the identity politics on the far right. The system is rigged against me. Everyone's going to get me. I, as a white man, am disenfranchised and persecuted, right? I take strong issues with that because I think it leads to apathy and nihilism. But let's listen to Brett Cooper responding to this. And of course, it's being framed with, this is why Brett Cooper left the Daily Wire. Oh, she's so based. So let's take a listen here, and then we'll put some of this into context for Brett, who may not, maybe she doesn't know some of this stuff.
You are so blinded by your ridiculous, insane hatred of Tucker Carlson that you cannot see how irresponsible and hypocritical you are being. I mean, these tweets from Ted Cruz I'm going to read you next are a great example of this. So just a month ago, he tweeted this. He said, they don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
This is in context of Charlie Kirk. This is in context of what happened to the assassination attempt of President Donald Trump. This is, yeah, the left, the far left, has consistently called people that in my opinion aren't far right. They're more center right, especially how far the Overton window has shifted. They may feel like Trump is far right or Charlie Kirk is far right. They weren't. They were center right people that were generally pretty sensible. This is why the far right actually hates them. This is why someone like Nick Fuentes hates Charlie Kirk. That's why someone like Nick Fuentes hates Donald Trump. And so he's making the point that, yeah, they call you a Nazi, and then that's lights on to try to take you out, right?
Political violence is a left-wing phenomenon. Enough is enough. We need to shut it down. And then in response to Fuentes and Tucker this week, he tweeted this: Trump's bombing of the Ayatollah's nuclear facilities made the little Nazi mad. Good. So now you're turning around and you're calling somebody that you don't like a Nazi. You're doing this out of blind rage.
You're doing this out of blind rage. Oh, Brett Cooper. Brett, you were having such a great run. You set yourself up so well against the big con establishment. You were doing so well. And then you said this.
You're so angry that the conservative base's attitudes are rapidly changing, that Nick Fuentes is getting national attention. And so you have turned around and in response, you are compromising your own values in anger, which is such a dangerous precedent to set. And unfortunately for you guys, yes, the attitudes are changing. So again, it makes sense why this group is incredibly frantic.
Okay. Now, there's only one issue here, right? What's the issue? Nick Fuentes is an actual Nazi. He's a self-professed Hitler-loving, Jew-hating. No, it's not. Hey, should we be careful with how much money we give to Israel? Because non-interventionism, that's a more of a Matt Walsh take, which, by the way, Matt Walsh is getting called out by Nick Fuentes. No, Nick Fuentes is like an actual racist Nazi and probably gay. And so this is different. So Brett, you're not fully tracking here on what's going on. Here, we'll help you out. Or as Mike Winger said, shout out to my man Mike Winger, he said, or Nick really is a Nazi. In which case the label is appropriate. Just because the left uses the term wrongly all the time, it doesn't mean we can't use it rightly. Now, I think this is beyond fair. Shout out to my man David Wood. He said, Nick Fuentes, I'm team Hitler. Right? And so people who think Nick Fuentes is not a Nazi are cooked, in my opinion. Brett Cooper, I don't know if she's just trying to be edgy. I don't know if she likes this side of the far right, the identity politics, the victim mentality. Everyone's out to get me. I'm a disenfranchised white man. But this is Nick in his own terms. All right? This is Nick in his own terms.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up.
Now, again, what you will see the gropers in the chat do, in the comments do, is they'll say, oh, it's a shtick. Oh, Ruslan, you don't know, it's a shtick. He's playing a character, bro. It's so based. He's playing a character. No. He's been consistent about this for a very long time. He's been consistent on race realism. He's been consistent on the Jews. He's been consistent on his adoration for Hitler and Stalin. He's been consistent on this. So there's nothing wrong with sitting down with someone you disagree with. I love to sit down with people who disagree with. I'd love to sit down with Nick Fuentes. He's calling out Ben Shapiro to a debate, but running from one for me. So it's not about sitting people you disagree with. I think that's good. I think that's how we create discourse. Brett Cooper's missing that, unfortunately. I think it's allowing people who have abhorrent views about a plethora of topics, from women to Jews, to black people, to fill in a blank, and allowing that person to run rampant and not giving much pushback. Tucker pushed back a little bit, but generally there wasn't much pushback on any of these sorts of statements.
It is Heil Friday, nigga. Heil Hitler on my Heil.
But he quoted Kanye, who oddly enough changed the song, right? Because Kanye was going through his Nazi phase, and then he ends up removing the song Heil Hitler and changing it to Hallelujah. So it doesn't even, the person you did it is having a, hopefully, God willing, I don't know where Kanye is, but hopefully having a come with Jesus moment, coming back to Jesus, and change the lyrics of the song.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really cool. And any boy knows that. Anybody that watches these videos where he's rolling down the street and stuff, it's like, this guy's awesome. This guy's cool.
Just American general.
Oh, American.
Wibbly sent $10. Up pointing finger.
If we're going to say bad, then I'm going to say Churchill bad, and I'm going to say Roosevelt bad, and I'm going to say they're all bad. But if we look at him as a product of his time in that moment, you know, we have to judge him with those things in mind.
Anyway, I'm not going to keep pointing and make you guys suffer through the insufferable. But yes, I think this is Brett Cooper's worst take yet. I think Brett Cooper either is very ignorant of the actual stuff that Nick propagated, which I don't know how you can be ignorant. Anyone that's so loosely kept up. By the way, I've been challenging Nick Fuentes to a debate since 2022. Okay, almost 3 years now, when I did a video on the ridiculous notion of his race realism view of stuff. This is when he wasn't as popular. And so either you don't know because you're ignorant, which she may be, or she's disingenuous, and it is a attempt to gobble up relevance from the disenfranchised white youth who feels like they're victims. Again, I think the woke right is a beautiful term to it. It's everything that was happening on the far left, but inverted. It's all the same ideology. It's all the same brain rot that happened on the far left with the system is out to get us. We could never get ahead. The little man's always going to be down. And therefore, we need a guy like Nick Fuentes to bring us in to the promised land. And to me, it's just very soft, docile behavior that I don't think any man should believe in and anchor their worldview. And it is not coherent with the Christian worldview, because in the Christian worldview, everyone is an image bearer of God. Everyone's created in the image of God. Women, men, black, white, Jew, everybody, right? And so many of these things are downstream effects of how you view the world. And Nick has a distorted, perverted worldview. So I'm happy that this is finally happening in the right and being addressed. And at least it's more overt now with a guy like Nick Fuentes. And so, yeah, like I think Tucker sitting down with him, who, by the way, Nick was just going at Tucker like a month ago, calling Tucker the ultimate gaslighter. I think it's ridiculous that they're now teaming up. But the issue is that these are the same folks who just coddle the left. They don't even address the left anymore. Like the actual lunacy that's happening on the left, they coddle them, and now they only punch right. They only punch against anyone who disagrees with them. Nick Fuentes is melting down right now because of Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles choosing to do business with a Ben Shapiro who because he's Jewish, they hate Ben Shapiro. He calls out Ben Shapiro to a debate, runs from a debate from me. I think it's honestly disingenuous. It's super cringe, and I'm glad that this stuff is being exposed, is being brought to the surface, because this is not a shtick. This is not a shtick. This is not a character he's playing. This is who he really has always been. And whether it's Patrick Bet-David or Tucker Carlson, folks that want to sit down with him, man, sit down with him, but challenge him a bit. Like push back a little bit. I was just having somebody over there, a conversation with somebody at Valuetainment. For what? Why? Because then it looks like you're really seeking relevance, and because he's scorching hot right now, then therefore you want to get some of those views. And to me, people are scorching hot all the time. 3 years ago when I was debating Rollo Tomasi and I was challenging to debate Fresh and Fit, they were scorching hot. The red pill was scorching hot. Where's the red pill now? Where are these people now? They're irrelevant now. And so I think Nick Fuentes is a very charismatic guy, but I think it's the same weak, docile, cringe, complainy, whiny aspects we've seen from the left. And now he's being celebrated on the right. And I think it's awful. Now, again, that's not an endorsement of everything Israel has ever said or done. That's not an endorsement of give them infinite amounts of funding. No one really believes that, by the way. Like, no one really thinks like, yeah, give Israel infinite money to do whatever they want in Gaza. If anything, you've seen our president consistently check Benjamin Netanyahu, cuss him out on television, and make him apologize to Qatar. So that's not even our policy internally. Like, internally, our government is saying, y'all got to chill. You got to stop. You got to cut it out. So I think so many of the critiques of a Nick Fuentes, outside of maybe some of his geopolitics or whatever, are absolute straw man. It's never been Israel first. It's been America first, with specific allegiances that we have in specific parts of the country that we have best interest in. And Israel is one of them. It's one of the few places where the Christian population is growing. And when it's not growing and is being persecuted, like place in Nigeria, yeah, I think it's good that we go and stop genocides in Nigeria. I think it's good that we go and protect Christians that have our worldview in parts of the world that are being harmed. So anyway, Brett Cooper, massive L on this take. And I'm not going to back down on this. I know that the gropers in a comment, Ruslan, it's because your wife is black that you're saying these things, man. Nick is based. Base, mustache. You guys are corny. Like, get out. Go do something with your life. Get yourself some godly ambition. Go get the book. Detangle yourself from the brain rot and actually be useful to society. And what you'll realize is the more useful you are, the more helpful you are, the more valuable you are, the easier navigating the world becomes. That's the truth. That's the truth. And listening to Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson has you cooked. Has you cooked. And it has Tucker Carlson cooked right now, because he went from criticizing and calling Nick Fuentes a little gay boy to cozying up next to him and apologizing to him. And, I don't know. Listen, I don't know his sexuality, and I'm not making fun of anyone's sexuality. But there, you can verify that Nick has been caught on live stream looking at same-sex and then blamed Israel for it. So you guys sort that out for yourselves. Is that your king? Is that your king? A 30-year-old dude living in the basement who's never been married, no kids, no family? Is that who you want to be when you grow up? You guys sort that out. All right, I'm out of here. Go get godly ambition. See you guys later. Peace.